Hello friends, let us move on the next title of a unit 2, formulation of the stiffness matrix for the trusses. Now you know the trusses very well. When we are fixing the bars in a different way, then that is called as the trusses. These trusses are we are using for designing the various types of the bridges for the railways and all these one. So this is the truss. Now let us take the problem of a plane stress. This is again the 1D problem, 2D problem. It looks like a 2D problem. So there are the three linkages, link 1, link 2 and link 3. So here you can see that this link is can move along the x-axis, this link can move along the y-axis, but this link can move in both the direction along the x-axis as well as along the y-axis. It can be it can be displaced or it can be deformed along the both the axes. Hence this is the problem of the truss. This is the problem of the truss. The plane truss is a structure composed of a bar element that all lie in the common plane and are connected by the frictionless pins. The plane stress also must have lead acting only in a common plane. So this is the conditions for the plane stress. So plane stress is the problem which one is laying into the same plane. That's why this is called as the plane stresses. So what is given into this problem? Again, these are the node 1, this is the node 2, this is node 3, node 4, and these all four nodes are fixed. All nodes are fixed. This is fixed, this is fixed, as well as this one is fixed. While here at the node 1 there is a application of a force, of the 10,000 pound, 10,000 pound. This is the distance is given, this distance is given, these angles are given, this angle is 45, this angle is given, then this distance is given, that is in terms of the feet, and this distance is also automatically calculated. So E is given, then the A is given. We are into this problem, we are not interested into the dimension, but we are interested how to resolve such type of the problem. Now here you can see that this is the problem along the x-axis of a bar, this is the problem the bar along the y-axis. So we can very easily find out the element stiffness matrices for this two bar. Only we are facing the difficulty to find out the stress along this angular bar, and for that when the element stiffness matrix is different one. So here we have taken that is the element 1, that is the angle we have taken, that is the theta, then this one is the cos value, this is the sine value, cos square value, sine square value, and cos and sine theta value. So if we are looking towards the element 1, so this is my element 1, which one is at the 90 degree, which one is at the 90 degree to this axis. Hence what we have written, this one is the 1 is equal to 90, and this is 0, this is 1, cos of 90 is 0, sine is 1, cos square is 0, sine square is 1, and cos into sine is equal to 0. While the element 2 is at the 45 degree, so my cos is root of 2 upon 2, then the root of sine is equal to root of 3 upon 2, this is the cos square is 1 half, sine square is 1 half, and cs is equal to 1 half. So this is the parameter. Similarly for the third one, that is the cos 0 is equal to, this is the 0 degree centigrade, so my cos is 1, sine is 0, cos square is 1, sine square is 0. Now by considering all these parameters, we are moving for calculating the values of a beam. So whenever we are solving the problem of a truss, we use this is the my element stiffness matrix, this is the element stiffness matrix. So whenever we are solving the truss problem, this is the element stiffness matrix. What is that stiffness matrix? That is the cos square, cos into sine, minus cos square minus cos sine. This is the cos sine. Again here if you look, this is the diagonal, upper diagonal is equal to the lower lower values. So upper value is equal to lower values. So cost into sine square minus cos minus sine square cos minus cos square cos sines cos into sine cos minus cos into sine minus sine square cos into sine squares. So with this formula we are manipulating many things. So here in a element number 1 in a element number 1, which one is the element number 1? Element number 1 is this one, element number 1 is this one. So that d1x d1y d2x d2y, because this is my node 1, this is my node 1, this is node 2, this is my node 3, and this is my node 4, this is my node 4. So d1, and this is my element, this is my first element, hence d1 and d2. So d1x, then the d2 in y along y axis, d2x d2 y axis. So along y axis there is a deformation, so this is the one, this is the one, and d2y again there is a deformation, so -1. Here the AE is common term, AE upon L, this is the common term, rest of the values are 0, rest of the values are 0. So k1 is equal to, this is the matrix, this is the matrix, then k2 is a diagonal one. Let us move directly on the third, that is along x-axis. So this is the 1, this is the -1, this is -1, this is 1. So again the diagonal values are constant. Now we are focusing on this one. So again the value is same one, that is the EAE upon L. Now here only we put the values according to this, formula, according to this formula. So according to this formula put the values into this one. So this is my third third element stiffness matrix, third element stiffness matrix. Here's my global element stiffness matrix is equal to k is equal to global stiffness matrix is equal to my k1 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 plus k2 plus k2 plus k2 plus k3 plus k3. So this is the my assemblage system, this is my assemblage system of the, to find the global stiffness matrix. So let us move on this one. So let us take, this is the my global stiffness matrix, that is d1x d1y d2x d2y d3x d3y d4x d4y. Now why this one is the 8 by 8 matrix? Because we have the four nodes, and every node has the two DOM along x-axis and along y-axis. That's why this is the 8 by 8 matrix. That's why this is my 8 by 8 matrix. So d1x d1y d2x d2y d3x d2 d3y d4x d4. Now we have already knowing the direct stiffness method for assemblage. So additions, all you need to do this addition at your own level. So you get this, you develop this global stiffness matrix for the stress, for the stress. Now we are applying imposing the boundary conditions. So at the boundary condition at the y direction, the force is applied minus 10,000, while the forces, the d1 is 0, d1 sorry d1 is applied because d1 is given, d1 is into this problem. If we look towards this problem, the d1 can move in this direction or can move in along the y direction also. Hence there is no restrictions for this one, but that here all are restricted, all are restricted. Only there is a possibility it can move this one. So let us move on this boundary, imposing the boundary conditions on the this one. Now see, there is a deflection is possible, there is a deformation is possible, rest of the values are 0. This is 0, this is 0, now this is 0, this is also 0, this one is also 0. So all other terms become 0, all other terms become 0. So automatically my all the terms are cancelled, my all the terms are cancelled, my all terms are cancelled. So these terms have been cancelled. At the same time these terms also cancelled. all rows and columns have been cancelled. Hence only remaining things are this one, means this one, this matrix and this matrix are remain. So let us move on this one. So 0 into 10,000 is equal to 5,000 multiplied by this one into d1 by dx. So 0 is equal to 0 into 500. This is my equation, this is the second equation. So manipulate this equation very perfectly and get the solution. So you are able to find out the value of d1x and d1y. So this is the problem of a truss which one can be used to solve very easily. Thank you to all.